definitely gonna be eating up a whole lot of bandwidth.
What if it's a prank? What if the moon isn't real?
This is so crazy because when you restarted Restream, it actually, like, I could still hear you guys, but I didn't see myself on the screen.
You're on mobile. I don't think anybody else is, so that might be what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, the YouTube's just not taking. YouTube's not taking it. It'll be uploaded to YouTube anyways. So,
did Automod immediately remove the Twitch link? Right, it doesn't like that.
Oh yeah, well, welcome to Twitch.
And then I just got randomly booted.
And then I start seeing YouTube stuff popping up. It's either YouTube, either Restream, or my computer. It's one of the things that's messing up. But it's the life of a streamer at my level. I'm not like Eric July or all those big guys. So I can't live off. I don't live off of it, so I'm not going to be going fighting. Do know ooze ooh. Oh well, we'll just give us time to chat. Anyways, today's a super serious stream about super serious topics to begin with.
Sure,
let's do it.
Fundamentally misunderstanding what war games are supposed to be.
All right. Well, if it starts streaming, it starts streaming. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Who knows? It does show that people are live now on YouTube, so we will see. We will see. It's how our life is. So, odd takes about Battletech and odd takes and metagaming and all the stuff that people don't like or might like. It might be a mix of both. Some people like metagaming. I have trouble with it in a game like Battletech, let's say. So that's the first odd take of the day. Should we metagame or not in Battletech?
Well, what is metagaming?
Well, there's many ways of
Mech Warrior Online.
I mean, there's a time in Mech Warrior Online where everybody was running, LRMs and more LRMs, and when PPCs and more PPCs, as an example. That is a form of metagaming. The meta is everybody is super long range, and everybody's trying to kill each other at super long range. That is a way to play.
Basically, it is abusing the rules to generate the best possible outcome for yourself.
The only way I've seen that on the only way I've seen that on tabletop is typically Alpha Strike. For elementals, you don't take anything but the flamers because otherwise it doesn't do anything.
Just with the Alpha Strike rules not covering everything.
Mm-hmm. Alpha Strike is even more meta-oriented because it is a modern war game. I think it was Padre in another server that was talking about. No, it was Bungus was talking about that.
They both were.
Yeah. Talking about like how Alpha Strike is a modern war game behaving like a modern war game. So people metagame quite a bit. I mean, there's a reason why people will run like 17 Turkinazis. It's very good on regular Battletech, but in Alpha Strike, it's even worse because you don't have to worry about ammo or anything. It's just big numbers being thrown. And if you're not playing by DFA rules, well, it's you roll once and you deal 17 damage on something, and then you move on to the next thing you blow up. So,
there's not a lot of things in Alpha Strike unit cards other than like maybe a grounded dropship that can withstand 17 points of damage in one turn.
I mean, I can't remember. Oh boy, I have to go to master unit list. Maybe that'll crash everything. The connection is not private because the website's a piece of. That's not a hot take though, so it's fine.
Oh, what random X did it give you?
Kerberos,
A Tenchi-
Tenchi, and a Kimagure. That's fun. A fun set of 3. I'm okay with those. I mean, as an example, I mean, if you were playing, I mean, if we were playing for fun, you know, you go to a one of your table, Tanky and Norton, Alabama, in Northern Bama, and the guy shows up with, you know, a pair of Turkey Nazis. You know, that might be someone who's metagaming a little bit, just a little bit.
I
Okay, it's
mean,
not 17.
as
It's
long
15.
as
Sorry.
as long as he's shown up and it falls within our battle value limit of the day, night, whatever, and as long as we're in the jihad era, why not? Go nuts, have fun. You can have your 2 Turkina Zs at 12k battle value with 2-3 pilots on them, and you can do that. That's fine. We will out activate you and take away all those benefits that you get for having it. So yeah,
it varies quite a bit. I mean, Battletech's not as bad as the game Battletech wants to be, which is Warhammer 40k now, unfortunately. But there's people messing around. I mean, the Turkina Z is an example, but you were talking about the Firemont H, which is another example of thing that gets used.
That's a high-low situation.
It's because clan stuff is so expensive. If you're not going to get out activated, you have to have things like this and battle armor, just so that you have units on the field.
It also has tissue paper for armor.
Yeah, but if you stick 5 gnomes on it,
yeah,
that's the thing. The gnomes give you more armor than the fire mod does.
You also only, what is it? You only hit the gnomes or whatever battle armor you're carrying. You only hit them if you roll location, left torso, left arm. For example, you roll location, left torso. And then what is it? You have to roll like a 7 up or an 8 up to hit the battle armor?
It still gives you extra defense on a thing that moves, 10,
yeah,
15.
It does give you extra defense, but it doesn't automatically go right to the battle armor. You have to, it adds another layer of dice rolling to it to either hit the mech or hit the battle armor.
Squad of 5 gnomes, isn't that going to be very close to the Fire Moth's battle value itself?
That too. But the thing is, if the Fire Moth blows up and the gnomes get off, you still have 5 ER medium lasers on the ground. That's already pretty good. Some of us have played against people who kind of abuse the rule or use the rules to their advantage, and that's part of metagaming as well. Nexus is bringing up, are you playing with quirks? Quirks can easily mess up metagaming as well.
Who was that question directed at?
No, that's just, I think, a general question here.
Quirks? Quirks immediately shift the meta to only take mechs that have quirks that are usable on the battlefield. You'll never see a Griffin if you're playing games where quirks are allowed. You are never going to see anything that only has ubiquitous, rugged, easy to maintain, or negative quirks, like what is it, Rumble Seat or something like that, or a weak head armor.
Quirks,
by Battlemaster.
Yeah, those are campaign quirks, not pickup game quirks.
Yeah,
but even there, like the weak head armor, I don't like it, but I might still take a mech with it just because there's some very good mechs with it. But I mean, you're going to see people bring, stuff with narrow, low profile on everything, as an example.
Yeah. So if you're playing with quirks, then the way the meta goes is tabletop pickup game quirk having mechs and vehicles. Then it's going to go to X, with X equaling... Oh, I know what it'll go to next. Then it'll go to customs. How does your group handle the custom question?
The custom question, that's another odd take. That's another odd take, all of its own, I think.
If the answer is that your group literally doesn't care, then there is no reason to not take a mech that comes built in with like multi-track or improved targeting long, and there is no reason for you to not strip it, give it a targeting computer, give it ERPPCs, and say,
Go to town.
oops, go to town. This is my custom. I brought a Night Star with targeting computer. I dropped that PPC, kept the 2 Gauss rifles, gave it a targeting
I have
computer.
enhanced imaging because, I have enhanced imaging.
And that's another thing. There's no way. So this adds another layer to the meta. Does your group allow interstellar operations stuff? Enhanced imaging, Starlink neuro helmets, what is it that the word of Blake yeah, thank you. That's all interstellar operations. That's all but that's all interstellar operations equipment that will drastically, like, I looked at the rules for EI and I said, oh wow, this is like you have a clanner with EI, not to be confused with ED, EI, and he goes, I am a literal god of war, and wherever I gaze, mechs, tanks, buildings, doesn't matter what it is, they crumble.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
That's the different levels of metagaming that you can end up as. And this is what I fear we're moving towards with what Catalyst is doing with predetermined missions and all that stuff. But I don't think they're going to start integrating quirks or anything anytime soon, because their quirks are more or less forgotten by the people at CGL, from what I understand. The SPAs are what they're doing all the time now, and some of them are very awful.
To integrate battlefield support cards and battlefield support assets alongside normal tanks. It is easier to integrate that little thing than quirks and SPA, because there's how do you defy combat intuition? How do you quantify terrain master woods, where now you can move through light woods unimpeded?
Well,
antagonizer
value. So,
I'm sorry, 2 folks at once. I'm sorry, what happened?
Like, they do have a point value to them. You just say you have 7 like SP to distribute.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's
I'm not sure that's balanced.
And SPAs do, when you look in the book, SPA points do have max limits on your pilots as well. Mm-hmm. Depending on, they have a chart that says you can do it either you have 2 or 3 SPA points, period, or you can have a max of 6, but you can points to use, but you can only have like 2 or 3 SPAs total.
There's a lot of things that needs balancing. If we were to just look at things straight up, I mean, there's classic mechs that people either ban or control. Firemount H, that's a good example. Our good friend the Wraith, very commonly restricted, or like you have 1, you're not bringing 5 Wraith to the table, as an example.
Darn.
The Phantom is in the same category of a super cheap, well, for a clan mech, a super cheap, super fast machine. The base loadout is terrible, but if you start looking down, the one with 8 ER small laser and the targeting computer, this starts being funny.
Yeah, I gave the Phantom and whatnot a look when I said, you know what, fine, if Firemoth H's make people cry, tell you what, I'll find something different. And if that means I got to play as Clan Wolf for a little while, then so be it. I guess I'll be Clan Wolf for a little while.
It's a Phantom H instead. It's just as bad, to be quite honest. Probably worse, because you can also
take a hit.
Yeah, you can take a hit, and you can kick for 8 rather than kicking for 2 or kicking for 4. So,
Well, if I'm kicking with a light mech or a smaller end medium mech, I'm not kicking to do damage. I'm kicking to force a PSR.
Exactly. But 8 damage on a mech that's already shooting, 6 heavy small laser and a medium pulse with a targeting computer, that extra kick might force an extra PSR on top of things.
And I believe that particular Phantom, assuming you fire, I think when I did the math on it, I think it's that if you leave off the medium pulse laser and do a running alpha strike on someone, you're heat neutral.
Quite possible.
Which is pretty cool.
24 heat seeking.
A better option also, because I had to introduce one to a buddy of mine for Hell's Horses, the Parish.
Mm-hmm. The Fire Falcon
is very cool.
The Fire Falcon has a couple of fun configuration in the same kind of category, but surprisingly, the Fire Falcon going only 812. Only 812. I mean, it's not as aggressive as your Fire Moth or your Phantom is going to be. But it is also a fantastic mech in not almost every situation. Every situation where you have something you want to sacrifice, it's a great mech for sacrifice jobs.
It's an expensive mech for sacrifice attacks.
100 and with the H is 1,200, let's say. It's not that bad for a clan mech.
Not that bad for a clan mech, yeah.
It's for a clan mech, okay? We should always preface everything we're saying here with the for a clan mech.
Yeah.
Because, Grendel, the Grendel has an H configuration, but it's a big, heavy, large laser. So it's not, as fun to use. Like the batteries of small laser with a targeting computer is just, it's not fun to play against either, to be honest. That's part of the problem with metagaming very often is that it not only is it not fun because everybody's going to start running the same thing and mechs to fight the mechs that you're bringing because everybody brings the same thing. Because if everybody's bringing Firemont H's and Phantom H's and that stuff, you know what's going to happen?
Someone's going to rock up with a, hey, my group says the custom rules lets me do this. So I took a Warhawk Charlie and I took the PPCs off, gave it 2 more clan large pulse lasers and an extra couple heat sinks.
Yep.
So all those fast light mechs that you guys are running around with that have no armor, you can remove him this turn. And the next turn you can remove that one. And then that one. And then that one. Oh no, you got behind me. I will arm flip.
Have people mad about precision ammos, but if everybody's rocking up with Firemont H's and Phantom H's and that stuff, what is everybody going to be bringing?
Yeah, exactly.
Large pulse lasers everywhere.
Large pulse lasers, precision rounds, and semi-guided LRMs. Welcome to Meta Hunting 101, where things get very boring.
I actually would argue that at least the way that my group runs it and the way that I run it, I would argue that there isn't actually a meta.
There's always a meta that develops, even in small groups, but often enough in small groups or in like more friendly groups like what you're running, generally the meta is going to be like, is this silly? Is this funny to run? Is it interesting? While on the other hand, you have the super competitive people.
The tryhards.
And the problem is it takes one tryhard, as Fubel said, to ruin it for everyone. Because everybody will have to play against that tryhard every once in a while, right?
So, fun fact, there's a really easy way to weed out the tryhards and make the tryhards go away. You pair up before the tryhard shows up and make the tryhard just sit there. And when a game frees up, you just simply tell the tryhard, hey, I don't really feel like playing against your command module having Royal Battlemaster clan refit with all clan weapons and a command module to give you an endless +2 to your initiative rolls. I don't feel like playing against that today, dude. So Yeah, I don't, because at the end of the day, this is a game between consenting adults, and I don't have to play against you, Mr. Tryhard Man. But thank you for coming out.
Yeah, at least when you're in small groups, things like that will improve and get better, I would say. It's when you turn into a more of a tournament scene that things like that. It's no longer games between consenting adults in the tournament scene.
Once you get into match play and you have the wonderful tourneys, that unfortunately, you're going to have to face whatever you're facing.
But even then, you consented to join that tournament. You agreed to join the tournament under those tournament rules. So if you want to put yourself through that, then that's on you, and you shouldn't be complaining that, well, the tournament said that all special ammunition is on the
as
table.
soon as you get to tournament play, things get very, very, very different. We'll try to leave that off. Icarus saying that the Fire Mod G is probably as bad or worse than the H, but the Fire Mod G, you can get 3 Fire Mod H for the same price.
Jesus, what does the Golf have?
A supercharger. Yeah. That basically doubles its almost triple its point value. It's 4 improved heavy mediums, a targeting computer, a supercharger, and a coolant pod.
So it's even more accurate.
Crazy battle value because
how fast does it run if both those systems
25.
If the map
25.
Amazing. On a double map sheet, you just teleported across the map.
You just teleported across the map.
You didn't even care about the hills in front of you.
I mean, that's the kind of thing, like, you charge with this thing and you're fine. The other guy's dead. You're dead, but the other guy's even deader. You're a 20-ton charger and it works,
Until you hit an assault mech.
You'd be surprised.
I know, but you'd still be a splat on the wall. Yeah, the assault mech might still survive.
You are the Kia hatchback ramming my 18-wheeler head on at 80 mile an hour. I'm going to be alive. I might not be able to drive anymore, but I'm going to be alive. You're going to be splattered.
Yeah.
Sis, today's discussion is about hot takes and metagaming. So the first hot take we are doing is the metagaming hot take. So that's the longer thing here. The problem is someone's bringing up like just spam thing like Savannah Masters and things like that. The problem is if you're spamming Savannah Masters, a real hardcore guy will just bring a nuclear bomb because nuclear bombs are the solution to Savannah Masters. It works really well against Savannah Masters.
Or all those large pulse lasers. The same thing you bring to counter those fire moss. What do you know?
It still works against the Masters.
I bring a point of Koku's. Oh no, I'm immobilized. I don't care. I have 3 large pulse lasers and now I'm a turret.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Between the Savannah Masters I got in my Kickstarter and the ones that I bought from the local game store, I do have a full company of Savannah Masters. I am never going to run a full company of Savannah Masters, and really, they just proxy as light hover APCs when I need a light hover APC in a Succession Wars game. But if you show up with that, again, players consent, and I hate using that word because it's been demolished over the past couple of years, but it is true. Players consent. Hey, I'm really proud of you. You brought a whole company of Savannah Masters. Guess what? I don't have to play against your company of Savannah Masters, but I hope you find someone who's willing to. And then that someone who's willing to, when that someone who's willing to goes up against it, they have no reason to cry. They have no reason to rage quit. I'm sorry, my dude. You consented to play against a company of Savannah Masters. And now you're upset that a company of Savannah Masters is doing what a company of Savannah Masters does.
I'll bring an equivalent number of Corona battle armor and Delphines.
Not to be confused with Bell Delphine Protomechs. Just
yes,
the Delphine Protomech.
The Bell Delphine Protomech is really weird. But, we don't judge the clanners too much. Not too much.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. There you go.
You know,
So that was that's always a long thing to talk about and a long take to discuss. We're going to
one
go
more,
through different ones here.
and then, one more thing in regards to metagaming and objectives and stuff like that. I remember. Let me take us back in time to Clicky Tech organized play. Every week, WizKids would put out that week's scenario, and we'd go up there to the friendly local game store and play it every Saturday. Myself, my brother, a couple other guys, we're all friends and stuff. And there would be different, even though Dark Age had mission cards that you could play to gain victory condition 4 points, which never really mattered for anything, they would have like a scenario. I remember this one particular scenario was you had to one side had to build an ammo depot represented by blocking terrain features, and the other side had to destroy them. And the meta then was, oh, we'll just bring single-use risk bunker buster and just blow up the ammo depots before they can even get built. Just blow them up. But the meta ultimately in that Dark Age scene was always the same thing. How do we contend with 12 mercenary gnome battle armors, 3 mercenary salamanders with bypass on the dial, and the mercenary faction pride with unhittable mech acting as a shield for easy to hit target mech that would just turn 3 have your army completely immobilized, locked down, captured. Wow, what did I accomplish here? I didn't even get to play the fun little scenario that WizKids put out because my army is now gone.
As boring as possible. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's what metagaming often ends up being, especially in matched plays and stuff like that. So
ultimately, I don't actually have to play that game. I can simply not play against you. If that's the list you're going to bring every freaking weekend, I don't have to play against you. Matter of fact, none of us have to play against you.
That's probably one of the best way to actually get someone to stop doing that kind of stuff, to be honest.
I mean, hell, that's the advice I gave to Mother Courage last night on your server.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, he's bringing a Griffin 2C with a PPC and a targeting computer, and he's running EI. It's like, oh, wow, so he's running a custom mech using interstellar operations rules. Did we all agree that interstellar operations rules are on the table? If they are, why aren't you running your own enhanced imaging? Why aren't you running Mani Domini fully integrated C3 company with drones being controlled by the C3I computers with full friggin' BDNI interface? Like,
and
why
did
aren't you
pay
doing
the
that?
tax for those implants?
It starts getting funny when that happens, but that's going to be let's say the third topic, custom mechs, because that's always been a problem in Battletech. I mean, we're going to go with custom mechs now. Let's just talk about that right now. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's do it.
Battletech was originally build your own mech for everything. Let's be honest. In the first Battle Droid and Battletech box, second edition,
it was the 80s. You had a few pre-made record sheets out of the Battle Droids Battletech second edition box.
Yep.
But for anything else, you took your copy of TRO 3025. You took that
wasn't even out. Like, you're already ahead of time there if you're talking TRO 3025.
Wait, really? What was the TRO that was out?
There wasn't one.
You see that? You see that fun little book here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you add your unseens in there. That's it. And no longbow, because the longbow was not part of the original deal. So you add Stinger, Wasp, Locust, Phoenix Hawk, Rifleman, Crusader, Warhammer, Marauder, Archer, Battlemaster, Griffin, Wolverine, Shadowhawk.
I'm sure that these mechs did not coincide with popular animes at the time whatsoever.
No, it's because they bought it's because they bought the rights for them. That's what happened. The old thing was buying rights to use the designs in their kits.
It was like Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
So you would take those copies and you'd go down to the local library, you'd photocopy the record sheets,
Yep.
and then later on, when those TROs started coming out, you would take the blank record sheet and you would sit there and handwrite everything in to get your
until reinforcement came out.
Yeah.
Reinforcement, it was basically a booklet with the record sheet of all the mechs in this box plus the TRO 3025.
Yeah.
Okay. When this came out, it was literally like Battletech. It was meant to be like build your own mech and have fun, because it was more than a beer and pretzel game. It was literally like, it was the switch between the very clunky 60s and 70s war game to the more user-friendly, let's say, 80s to 90s war games like Warhammer, as an example. Mm-hmm. And everything was meant to be customizable and custom. That's fine. The problem is, over time, the TROs came out. Yes.
Well, and hold on. And it also kind of fed into that idea of the initial setting being that we're at the end of the third succession war, we're going into the fourth succession war, everything's been bombed to shit, technology's regressed, what we've got is what we've got. So that mech that you're customizing, that is the mech that has been in your family for the past 500 years, and that's probably what you're going to be. That's probably what you're going to die in.
And the
thing is, handed off to your next in line.
The thing is, that particular idea of a setting existed until TRO 2025 came out.
Yeah.
Because once that came out, things started being codified, classified. You add factories, even though most factories were destroyed and whatever, you add factories, you add buildings, you add depots, and things started gelling into a actual setting rather than have fun and roll dices. It turned into a far more realistic kind of thing, because Mad Max Battletech works as a fun aside game. And I know I'm probably it's a hot take on top of the hot take here, but that the Mad Max Battletech doesn't work. Militaries don't work like that.
It falls apart,
especially not in a universe that is as big. Let's say
it falls apart as soon as you get over a lance,
and it falls apart as soon as you try and apply that to anyone that is not a down on our luck mercenary unit or a pirate band. As soon as you apply that to a great house, where it's like, well, hang on. The houses are the ones who have the factories. They can make brand new things. It may take them a while, but they can make. Also, we have space travel. This is Mad Max Planet. Fuck being on Mad Max Planet. Let's just go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that new
periphery
Avalon
version. Just where it is Mad Max, but it's outside.
Mm-hmm. I doubt that New Avalon or Luthien or Tharkat or hell, even Cyan. I doubt that they were like these crumbling monuments to past empires. I'm pretty sure those planets were still alive and kicking and good to go, even during the darkest days of the Second Secession War.
Yes. Industrialization is part of the big problem here, as Sis is saying here. Battletech never, I mean, once you dig into it, it's a very hard sci-fi setting in terms of like a lot of the science and stuff in it. But as soon as you look at the size of the empires and everything falls apart. And if you're looking at custom mechs and I want to customize this and customize that, once you start having factories building mech, you have units building mech, you have things. And even in the first book, you already add like, okay, this is a variant. There was no record sheet or no details of it, but they were already pulling out like, this is a variant of this mech. Like, this version of the Blackjack has a pair of large lasers instead of the AC2s. That was in the book
the
itself.
Blackjack we want to run.
Yeah, and a lot of people ended up running it. But the thing is, once you have that, your idea of like, let's customize everything kind of goes out the window.
I think that was one of the reasons the clans were originally kind of thought of, because with the Omnis, you can just make whatever you want, and you can, if you felt like it, you could slide back into that.
Exactly. The clans really let you do that through the rules.
Yeah.
That was a good thing. But there were still clear like definition, like what can an Omni-Mech put as pods and what can an Omni-Mech not put as pods, right?
And unfortunately, most games were done by weight, not BV.
Yeah, like
BVs didn't come out until the mid '90s,
late '90s.
Yeah.
So like there were other ways of balancing things back in the days, mostly played by weight, and clans always win by weight. But that's how it is.
And that's why Zellbringer rules exist.
But even then, if you're playing a game that's balanced by weight, okay, I'm going to bring 200 tons. Yay! I get to bring two. I get to bring two. I get to bring 2 Thunderhawks. Yay! I have 6 Gauss rifles on the table. Oh wow! You brought 8 25-ton light, fast-moving mechs. Oh no! I'm about to get mobbed and die.
Denki, no. I played tonnage. I know how it worked. And yes, the tonnage didn't really matter in the end. It was really like some mechs are good and some mechs are bad. A charger, when playing tonnage, is always bad, as an example.
Except the Capellian one.
Except for well, yes, that's the thing. When you start having customs and not custom, but new variants, things get a little bit better. I mean, the Capellan one with an AC-20 and SRM-6, that thing's is scary. But a regular stock charger, you put that on the table as part of your 200 tons of mechs. Like, yeah, the other guy brought in 2 assassins. He's probably going to kill your charger with his pair of assassins if he knows what he's doing. That's
kind of what I'm saying, is that it's unless we both agree.
No. The thing is, if you're playing by tonnage and the other guy, you're playing clans and you're bringing 200 tons of clan mechs, you bring a pair of Timberwolf and a Nova, you can easily take out 300 to 400 tons of Inner Sphere mechs.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
And you're
playing by tonnage is not funny. So that's how they invented BV and all that stuff. But I mean, once you started having actual lore in the system, that old Mad Max idea that everybody keeps repeating. Everybody keeps repeating Battletech is Mad Max, and you always have your ancestral mech and things like that. People wouldn't be running ancestral mechs. Some families would have ancestral mechs, yes. The majority of people, you get a mech that your mercenary company gives you or your military outfit gives you.
I imagine that the border worlds between 2 houses, I imagine that they are pretty Mad Maxy because they're constantly being fought over. They're constantly getting jacked up. But the further into a house you move, the more developed and good those worlds are, to the point where it's like,
no, it's also there's another thing there. I mean, yes, those worlds keep getting attacked. So what do you do on a world that keeps getting attacked?
Fortify it.
You fortify it. You build factories on it to be able to produce weapons and equipment as quickly as possible, etc.
So those worlds actually end up looking more like what are those worlds in Warhammer? The one that
world.
not the what was the one Arch did like a 30 Badab. They end up looking like the world of Badab, the Badab worlds. All of them are fortified. They're all building tanks and bolters. Every single one of them has thousands of regiments and stuff. Like, they end up getting fortified, basically.
Yeah, and Battletech never really managed to figure that out either. But I mean,
Basenomics.
Yeah, it's a problem in Battletech in general that people keep thinking of it's an ancestral knight thing and things like that. It's very fun to use that as a dream image, But that's probably the kind of thing that the TV shows and the books and the Clitlet and all that stuff puts out in the Battletech universe, while the vast majority of military engagements is like, oh yeah, we dropped a regiment there, we did regiment things, we blew up regiment levels of things on the other side, and actual fighting.
I will consult with my local lore master and this other guy who I don't want to name, but I'll consult with them and get their take on how come the border worlds never get fortified and turned into like fortresses. And it's probably going to involve something about, well, we have these things called jump ships, so why go for the border world when we can just make a new border world 30 light years inside your border?
Yeah, but the border world already has stuff on it. What you want is somebody else's stuff. You don't want a blank world either.
I want your territory.
Yeah, I mean, you want the 60 million taxpayers that are on this planet alive, if possible. Yes, dead taxpayers are not very useful in the long run.
No,
I kind of like boats, to be honest. Yeah, that's
and they also the taxpayers also do jobs, which means that they might be building something important.
Yeah.
Or even something not important. 60 million people, 60 million farmers on a planet, that's going to be feeding a whole lot of people. Remember that. So that's one of the things with Battletech and the lore itself. It never made sense. And once you start digging into it, it makes even less sense, and it makes lesser and lesser sense as you dig in. And once you reach the clan era,
economics were not great.
FASA had no idea how economics or logistics worked.
That's why we call it FASAnomics.
Yeah. Which is a bit sad, but because I mean, there's very few sci-fi settings where the nomics actually work.
And thanks to James Cameron, we finally have a word for what fuels FASAnomics. It is fueled by unobtainium.
Well, unobtainium, apparently, if you look at a few engineers, like the super high-end engineers and the hypothetical engineers, you will see that on blueprints and you will see that on paperwork. Like, how do we make this work? Unobtainium. What does that mean? We have no idea what it is, but once we have it, it'll work. As an example, best example would be
beryllium.
Non-toxic beryllium, as an example, would be an unobtainium. Like, there's full-on plans for orbital elevators, from what I understand. The problem is unobtainium. They don't know how to make them because we don't have a material to make it. Not because we don't know how to build it. It's just that we don't have the thing to build it with.
Something with the tensile strength.
It would need to be even more tensile than spider silk, which at this point we don't know how to do. But at some point we might. Like, I mean, if you look at Star Trek economics also doesn't work. Like, there's no way Star Trek works. Star Wars doesn't work. Doctor Who, well, there's major empires, but they never get into that in Doctor Who, as an example.
We never get into the tax code. The tax code of the tax code that Princess Leia wants to impose, as opposed to the tax code that the Emperor has.
Mm-hmm.
Which is making me sound like George R.R. Martin, because that's where that comes from, that tweet he put out, where it was like, yeah, Aragorn is a great king and everything, but what is his tax code for Gondor? You're missing the point, George. That doesn't matter. But I digress.
The thing is, it doesn't matter until you get into on tabletop games and RPGs and stuff like that, because you're gonna have people like me that are incredibly autistic. I'm functional, at least. That will look at those numbers and go like, no, this doesn't work. No, this makes no sense. No,
you're allegedly functional.
True.
All of us are allegedly functional.
One of the only series where it kind of works is this Legend of Galactic Heroes. They actually go through the numbers. And when they bring fleets, it's fleet of 30,000 ships on each side. It's not like, yeah, we've got 2 battle cruisers and a handful of mechs, and we're going to take over a place. No, it's like, yeah, we sent 30,000 ships, and they sent 45, came back with 10,000 on our side, so we won. You know, that's how it works. And this is probably one of the best shows, novel series of all time in many ways.
Now
don't they have that scene of the horrors of space combat? Just
the what?
Everyone, they have that scene of the horrors of space combat of everyone just like melting and blowing up as the ships are torn apart around them.
First, that at least they don't hide that stuff. First episode, you have a guy that has a huge gash across his gut and is trying to put his intestines back in. That show doesn't hide anything. Like,
now we're going to show how bad things are. You got me wondering about what is the economic system in Universal Century Gundam that the Federation can afford to get all these high performance prototype mobile suits from Anaheim Electronics, but also Zeon off in its own little space is somehow able to have the funding to come out of nowhere with these brand new mobile suit weapons and
at least
the space fleet that they had at Luam and a Boaku.
At least in 0079, the whole battle at Odessa was about that. Basically, the Federation wanted to deny Zeon the mining and the mines on Earth for stuff.
Yeah.
So there was
and we were mining in Odessa, Ukraine.
Yeah, welcome to 1970s Japan, mate. He drew a name, and it was that one.
Well,
maybe Vladimir.
We have a huge reserve of uranium.
Maybe Vladimir Putin watched it and said, "Clearly, they know something I don't. We need Odessa."
But I mean, some of the other series are a little bit more practical about it, because it'd be the opposite. The people in space would have almost infinite resources because of all the asteroids and all the crap that's floating around.
Oh yeah,
like Gundam Wing is like that. Like Earth is dying out. There's barely enough resources for everyone, but the colonies, they've got too much resources but not enough personnel for it. That's Gundam Wing. There's a little bit of that through Gundam, and it rarely goes in depth in it. But I'm sure if we start looking at the mangas and the novels and the special adaptations, I'm sure we'd find more details.
Zeon needs to blame someone, and it can't be themselves.
Zeon cannot blame themselves. It is impossible. They're always right.
Make me want to bust out the strategic ops book, because I'm pretty sure there's planet creation rules in there, and I wonder if there's things in there about how to make a planet economies and other things in that.
I know campaign operations is where you're going to find planetary generation rules. We used that a while back to generate a planet in our home system that was composed entirely of ammonia, and we named it Planet Piss.
Because that's what it is.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Solar system generation.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. Like, economics in sci-fi and fantasy in general rarely works well. But I broke a katana again. God damn it. I have a katana on a Natamoto, and it keeps falling off.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, I printed it 20% bigger, so it'd be easier to paint and easier to mess with said katana, and it's working okay. I just have to fix it. It's probably gonna break if I put it in anything else, but it needs to survive until I do a video.
A tactical rock. that I laid off around 3 years ago.
Economy in the UC is kind of weird. First, they were telling the story that war economy, but recently they're starting to deny that. Like, military branch in Anaheim is only a political tool. That's retcons and retcons of retcons in Gundam, which is another problem that they're going through. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
At the end of the day, I don't think too deeply about Gundam. The storylines get convoluted with so many of the animes and side stories either not being translated or sent over here, blah, blah, blah. I'm too lazy to surf the high seas like that. I'm doing just fine with my STL surfing. Ultimately, giant robots are beating the shit out of each other, and it looks cool. The Battle of Torrington looked really, really cool. I don't need to know. I don't care to know how.
I think the Gundam series that works the least is Gundam Seed, because things just go from 0 to 7 to speed of light in the length of like 6 months. So things don't make a whole lot of sense, even less sense than the rest.
I don't need to know how the Zeon remnants hiding out on Earth were able to sustain themselves for the past like almost 30 years. I don't need to know how they were able to keep these old mobile suits running. All I need to know is the Battle of Torrington kicked so much ass, seeing all those old Federation and Zeon suits just beating the absolute shit out of each other. I don't need to know who the Bjorlent custom pilot was. All I need to know is he shows up, aura farms for a few frames, leaves.
The wonders of science.
But if we're gonna role play in the BattleTech universe, I kind of need to know. Okay, you say so. Congratulations. Between the salvage and concluding the current contract, we made 39 million C-bills. What does 39 million C-bills get me on the civilian market? Like, how much does a house cost on this planet? What's the housing market look like here? What are the tax rates? What are the property tax rates? Am I getting an appreciating asset, or is it actually going to depreciate the minute I purchase it?
Was it actually paid in C-bills or in equipment of the same value?
Or are you being paid in house bills that you then have to transfer into C-bills, which means that you have a variable market on the money that you have? The problem is Battletech actually talks about that stuff and then just doesn't go far enough. You know,
why would they want to do that?
Because they have RPGs that they want to make, and never mind.
Space potatoes and knockoff sneakers.
I think that the Comstar C-bill to US dollar conversion rate is figuring in how much a dollar was worth in like the 80s or something. It's like, okay, this is not good.
And our modern now era worth 10 times more. But I mean, the C-bill itself, at least, is based on germanium prices. So at least there is a somewhat standard in Battletech for what you're meant to do.
I thought the C-bill was based on the cost of a 30-second transmission.
It's the cost of a transmission, but it's also linked to the price of germanium. Like a C-bill is 30 seconds of transfer, but the C-bill itself, until Clan Invasion and Comstar going to shit, was also tied to the price of germanium. So if the germanium prices, if too much germanium was found, the C-bill would crash, so people would not go and get too much germanium. So if they don't have enough germanium, they're not going to build HPGs, they're not going to build more jump ships, etc.
Oh god, so there's OPEC, but for germanium?
There's OPEC for germanium, and that was all run by
Comstar.
Hey, so if a 30-second transmission, right? So do y'all remember when cell phones were starting to get big and smartphones and stuff, and you weren't necessarily paying for data so much as you were paying for minutes? Do any of y'all remember that commercial of that family that was paying for minutes, and it shows them all talking on the phone, and they're talking really, 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 really fast into the cell phone. Okay, I love you, bye, click. And it was like, you don't have to. I forget what the tagline was, but there was a commercial with that. I distinctly remember it. It might have been for Verizon or T-Mobile.
I think it was T-Mobile.
Like the little girl is bartering. The little girl is bartering with her dad for more time out with her friends, and they're talking like auctioneers and stuff. They have to talk so fast so they don't go over their allotted minutes.
The thing is, the 30-second transmission is a burst of data, so it's not really 30 seconds of speaking. It's part of that burst of data.
Yeah, so I figured it was a burst of data. It was just something I thought of that was kind of
analogous. I mean, it is hilarious, and it does go into right line. I mean,
no.
I mean, the meme of Comstar's AT&T is still quite wrong. What all was Comstar? Well, yes, they were the telecoms, but what else did they have?
Everything.
Let's be more precise.
Well, we have a standing army. We have a spy network, cleverly disguised as a communications
they were
network,
the bank.
which it also is. We are the bank.
Armor brought up, they're the banks. So that's another thing here. So
they're the Templars that can't get destroyed by the French.
That's a way to look at it, yes.
We approve mercenary commands and say who's good to hire, and who might be of questionable anything really with the MRBC.
They were OPEC with germanium.
It's kind of a big deal that they're gone in the Ill Clan era. It's kind of a big deal.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not important.
Meanwhile, Sea Fox is here to be exactly the same.
Yes, because you need something to be there to do the same thing.
Then their mask slips a bit, and it's Comstar's logo, so they just push that back up.
I mean, you need something like Comstar. During the Star League era, it was, the Star League Ministries that dealt with all of that stuff. Basically, every Star League Ministries was rolled into Comstar. Rather than Comstar's the last one, is every other Ministries became Comstar. So, I mean, they're probably also dealing with the auctions of things like cattle, livestock, and God knows what else, because they're the only people who are trustworthy to do it.
Yeah.
Like, start adding things. Not a problem, but that's another odd take is maybe they should have thought a little bit ahead while mashing up all those settings together, because yes, Battletech is Dune, it's Foundation, it's a few other settings all mixed together. They couldn't believe where they were going with it. Let's be honest with that as well there. They had no idea the setting would grow this big and would go for that long. And it leads to problems later on, because you have a lot of people saying like, the Jihad was planned from the start. How often have you heard that?
I think it was planned, but I don't think it was planned the way that it ended up getting published.
It wasn't. It was planned since about 96. At least the basic timeline we had.
That's a way to look at it, yeah.
Things were leading up to that from like the Comstar source book and the Blood of Kerensky trilogy.
But I don't even think it was really leading up to this.
Comstar, it was just not where it was going. Nobody knew.
Because I had more of a feeling, reading especially Blood of Kerensky and a few of the other things around that time, it was more like Comstar is going to collapse rather than, Comstar as a massive hidden army that they didn't use at Tukayid. And now that they're split in two groups, they're still going to have massive armies and more things showing up. And it's the escalation that led to the jihad that I think was botched more than anything else. And they wanted to get there because there's a jihad in Dune, and the techno cult in Foundation basically takes over a whole bunch of worlds because everybody else doesn't have the technology anymore. So they wanted that same effect, but they didn't know how to get there with what they had. And as the story progressed, I have a feeling that it didn't need to get there, basically. That is probably the hottest take yet here, but
you're probably right. Like I said, they didn't have they put some seeds in there and they didn't know how to marinate them.
It's a good way to look at it.
So how do we contend with custom mechs on pickup games?
Let's go with a simpler topic.
You don't.
I think that's where we were at. I think that's where we were at 30 or 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of went out into universe, world, and more hot takes about that, but we never really solved.
We'll do it by stages. Stage 1 is flipping those rear-facing medium lasers to the front.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I don't think that should ever be a problem.
Like the Timberwolf.
Ways.
What is that Timberwolf that has? Well, the Savage Wolf Prime does it, but yeah, flipping those two Streak SRM6s, it's just a pod variant.
The D. The two ERPC, the 4 SRM Streaks.
Yeah,
6s.
The best way I'm seeing customs dealt with is either in 2 different stages. One, they're allowed because this is a campaign. You lost an arm, now you get to replace it with whatever salvage we managed to pick up along the way.
Mm-hmm.
B, you may bring a custom variant only of a certain, I forget, because certain customizations have different tech levels depending on what you have to do.
Campaign ops, is it? Is the
yes,
operation?
I believe so. Things that's like if you just move some lasers forward or you replace an energy weapon with a different energy weapon, I've seen that was okay to a point. But again, we were probably in a campaign for that anyway. Pickup games? No. Even with like character mechs on a pickup game? No.
I mean, if it's a character mech,
I'm not playing the game.
Yeah, the canon character mechs, maybe.
The problem with canon character mechs is
I don't even mind those or the Xtero prototype mechs. I don't even mind those in a pickup game because
the thing is, a lot of those customs probably like other people would have the same custom or something close to it. As an example. So
as long as it's not an Operation Bulldog Survivor and it's just packed with clan tech.
Like the Adamoto Chi 27T Lowenbrow.
Those are a lot of words.
Yes, but this is the Adamoto Chi with double heatsink. This is the Adamoto Chi. That is literally, we took a regular Adamoto Chi 27T. We put in 14 double heatsinks instead of 18 singles, so it can actually shoot its guns. And with the 4 tons that are left, we stuck a mask on it. This is basically
some customs are also. Some character mechs are also in their general lists too. So
yeah, but this is basically like every DCMS commander or mid-range officer that starts being a little bit popular that has a 27T will be going like, yeah, can we swap those singles for doubles now that we have them or that we stole them off of Zeus, stick them in my mech? Well, yeah, but what do we do with the extra weight that you save? Figure it out. You're the tech. In this case, they stuck a mask on it. And since one guy did it, I'm pretty sure other people will be like, yeah, do me that souped up thing. You know, like those guys with custom civics. Like, I want the same kind of custom civics as this other guy, but I want the paint scheme to be purple instead.
He's running 3 spoon engines.
That was the whole premise in the first Fast and the Furious movie, that auto shop. He's like, dude, the more Dominic Toretto does all these races with all these parts from me, the more parts I sell. Business is booming. It's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some customs like that. Like, I wouldn't mind, because those, we have record sheets. We know what they are. We know what you're bringing in the end, right?
Okay, now here's on the flip side, like a thing that I'm trying to do right now. The sheet doesn't exist, but it's in the book as listed. But the book was lazy and didn't print the sheet.
Oh, you're talking about the Kung's Army hatchet guys.
The Kung's Army is
that explains what to do. They never made the sheet for it.
Then this isn't that to me. To me, if you're showing up to my game night with that, that's not a custom. Because you can pull out a book, you can point to the page, and you can say, this Wolverine, this Thunderbolt right here. If I do this, this, and this, and put a hatchet on it, that's this Thunderbolt. Here's the record sheet I made to reflect that, compared to the original record sheet for this Thunderbolt. And I go, oh, okay, yes, you did sacrifice the armor, the large laser, the blah, blah, blah. You added a hatchet. This is fine. This isn't even a custom. This is, Catalyst was too lazy to give us the record sheet. So this is fine.
I'm pretty sure a couple other books do that as well.
There's a few.
The shrapnel mechs. Yes, there's a shrapnel record sheet pack out there somewhere. They're probably going to make another one here soon as well. But I don't count those as customs either, because they're in a, for better or worse, published.
They're mini
source.
TROs, and they're actually on
TROs?
They're mini TROs in each issue of Shrapnel.
They're usually added to Sarna at some point, as an example.
Unfortunately, they have not updated the list since the Gothic issue.
We're not going to go into Sarna's existence.
No, I'm talking about CGL.
Oh.
If you want to bring Gothic mechs to our game night, are they canon? I don't know.
They're not canon in regular universe, and the light blazers don't exist in regular Battletech. Yes, they're in the list of equipment if you go in Mega Mech and stuff, but they wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Not in my book. A lot of people saying, like, if everybody agrees that customs are okay, it's okay. But here we're really looking at a pickup game. Like, we go to Northern Alabama, we go to a Tanky's shop on a Sunday with a bunch of friends, and we just show up there because I decided to take a trip down there, and Icarus is there, and Raphaelia is there. Like, everybody is here. We just showed up on a Sunday, and Tanky's panicking because we're all there. Are we going to be bringing a whole bunch of customs? No. We're going to be rolling up with our, I'm going to be rolling up with my 12 Atamoto cheese that I have. I have only 8 painted. I have another 4 that are on the docket, and I have 3 more that I have to prime and paint. Yes, I have a lot of Atamoto cheese to do for next week. It
just so happened that weekend we're doing 12K Late Republic. 12K Late Republic era.
Well, I'm gonna be running a whole lot of the fancy Atamotos. Not it doesn't even have to be the really fancy ones either, but the 30T with heavy PPCs, that'd be probably, I'd run 1 or 2 of those if I brought my entire, company of Atamoto cheese now.
I mean, I've put I don't think I've ever done that. I can share our house rules document on your server. I'm gonna. I've still have yet to finally get a chance to sit down and reformat it and add the things that I've been told I can add to it. But otherwise, yeah, dead gum.
I mean, if you're walking,
as long as your 12K Late Republic is, as long as your 12K Late Republic abides by our rules, then sure, why not?
I mean, custom mechs. I mean, if you're playing between friends in a campaign like Crab That Had to Leave was saying, things like that, sure. That's part of what Battletech is in the long run. But for pickup games, regular games, tournament games, because that's coming. We all know it's coming. you shouldn't be bringing custom stuff to that.
Bubble was right.
But I mean, Alpha Strike doesn't even let you customize anything to begin with. So, and that's what our friends at CGL really try to emulate for everything, or put down for everything.
Tournament games, or tournament packets, I should say. Tournament packets should not influence Sunday Fun Day, Monday Mech Day, weekly gathering, casual pickup play. They shouldn't influence.
But you know it will.
Practicing for a tournament.
You say what?
So at our local Warhammer thing, there's guys who do practice for the tournament, so they're bringing their list just to see how it reacts to somebody else playing.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but that shouldn't inform the local ecosystem.
No, it will. It always does.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. If you're going to play for, we're going to use 40K as an example. If you're going in to play for fun at a place, and the other guys are training for a tournament, well, you're not going to be playing. So you're going to have to play by tournament rules.
And it goes back to my initial...
That's basically what killed my interest in 40K. I mean, I was making like thematic Thousand Suns list, things like that.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, no, we're playing for tournaments. So you have to
and then it goes back to my initial statement. Okay, bud, if you want to show up,
but you're the one
be completely out of era, by all means.
The thing is, Denki, the problem is everybody's doing that. You're the one that's sitting out because you wanted to play something for fun. That's where these match play rules and those meta unthing kind of things lead to in many cases. Like here in Sherbrooke, I mean, for a while right before COVID, I'd say 2018, because I sold my Warhammer stuff during COVID. In about 2018, I was running my Chaos and my Thousand Suns, and I was messing around doing various things. And like whenever I wanted to play a game, unless it was against my good buddy Max, it was okay. Well, bring your objective cards, bring your everything, put that on the table, and we're playing as if it was a tournament, because there was no other games available unless you were playing against your buddy Max that you've known for 30 years. If you're playing against that guy, both of you are going to show up with stupid lists, and he's going to bring his regular Marines. You're going to bring your Thousand Suns, and things are going to get silly. Or we're going to test out alternative activation rules rather than I go, you go. That actually made Warhammer 40K a lot more fun, by the way.
Well, that was the whole point of the Apocalypse rule set at the end of 8th edition, that they, curiously enough, never revised for 9th or 10th.
No,
probably
it's because,
won't for 11th.
No,
because it was actually fun.
But I mean, we tried things with buddies. In that case, like, it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to get pickup games, or you go under Facebook group and you're like, yeah, I've got a little list and I want to just try it out. I've got 1,000 points of this. I mean, I showed up for a game once. I posted like, I've got 1,250 points, 1,000 Suns of the new edition. It's the new stuff. I want to try it out. The other guy shows up with a knight and Custodes.
Oh God!
In one of those editions, really. So like, I've got no weapon that can damage your knight. That's gonna be fun.
And I don't have the bodies to survive the blender of the custodian, the 3 Custodes.
So it was 2 hours of my life I lost, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
And if that comes to Battletech, what it's going to do is it's actually going to kill Battletech. Because people won't want to play in these kind of situations.
Yeah, if you want to use my fun day night to practice for your tournament, that's fine. Let me see the tournament packet. Okay, cool. Well, know what? I'm not going to actually follow the rules of this tournament packet. Instead, you get to meet 2 Huitzlopochtli assault tanks. I'm going to drop 4 Arrow 4 missiles on you every turn. And that'll be your problem, not mine.
I mean, we're gonna have to see where it goes. I mean,
that's really all we can do at this point is just wait and see. Really.
I mean, the good news is they didn't kill Battletech with Gothic. So
yeah,
I will say we had tried to do a mission pack at one point just to kind of try and change it up from Rock'em Sock'em. And we had some really good missions in the mission pack. It's just there were problems. Like, for example, with the convoy escort mission. Okay, well, I got to escort a convoy. I didn't bring 3 vehicle models, so now I'm having to use tokens, and it looks like shit on our 3D maps. And I'm so not built to be escorting 50-ton, 4.6 moving, or maybe they were 40-ton. Bottom line, I'm not built to be an escort. I'm built to be a line breaker. Snatch and grab, and I'm the one who has to go in and do the snatching and the grabbing. Well, I have no active probes. None of my mechs have hands, so this is a problem. Hold the line. Well, shit, I brought a medium striker star. I can't hold the line with a medium striker star. I don't have the armor to do that. So it fell apart. So the mission packet kind of fell apart. The one thing that was cool about it was we did add secondary objectives to it. And what it was, are you an Intersphere house? Are you a clan? Are you a mercenary? Are you the periphery? Are you Comstar/Word of Blake? And then you had objectives centered around that. So if you were clans, you could end up in a Zellbrigand match, and it was kind of cool, but it fell apart.
You just exactly explained Warhammer 40K.
I know this,
which is what you don't want to have.
And I also explained where it fell apart.
Yeah,
I explained what was cool about it. It added some fluff and flavor to it, other than just being 15,000 battle value lists. It added some flavor, but the problem was, well, I'm not built to be able to do this mission properly. I'm not. It's just not going to work. So it ended up getting abandoned. Now we're back to Rock'em Sock'em, but we'll just have to see we're just going to have to see what it does. And it may be that, okay, we're going to take these kick-ass new autocannon and not falling down just to walk in water death trap rules and abandon everything else and keep playing the way we've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
That may be what we end up doing. I don't know. We'll see.
We never know. I mean, we're in a situation where we really don't know right now with what's coming. So
the biggest, most grodiest change, though, is going to be Battle Value 3.0, because even if they don't punish the mechs that have jump jets and mask, who cost a shit ton, because it's calculating as though you're using mask and jump jets every turn, which is impossible to do. So even if they balance that out, what it's going to do to everything else, though, is just going to be wild.
BV 3.0 they haven't even started talking about, so I'm not thinking about that just yet.
That'll be another 6 years, and who knows where we'll be at in 6 years.
I don't trust them to have the sauce to not mess it up.
I don't.
Hopefully by then CGL's bankrupt.
Or they get arrested for other reasons.
Actually, BB3, but designed by the sweatiest try-hard tournament, quote-unquote, players.
No, that's what they're trying to do.
Until we have the Intersphere House Pack Kickstarter, and not until we have the Aerospace Kickstarter, and not until we have the Random Side Game Kickstarter. So we need.
Now, are they going to kickstart that and then try to make another beginner box with them in it?
Because they're saying a new Kickstarter next year, basically, right now. From what we've gotten from Adepticon, they're saying another Kickstarter next year, but it'll probably be Aerotech. It'll be the space stuff. From what I get,
it won't even be the cool space stuff. It won't even be the fleet-on-fleet engagement stuff. It's going to be, we're getting 6 aerospace fighters and an aerospace fighter map.
And maybe a dropship.
Jihad.
Amazing.
Because it's the only thing that will get everybody to buy it.
And it'll be like every Battletech product ever. It'll get bought and then it'll sit on a shelf, because I have a nagging suspicion that not as many people play Battletech as we have been led to believe.
I think I've suggested what the math is.
Yeah, the math is really bad for Battletech. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna sweet talk people into it. I mean, people who are actively playing the game, it's probably not a huge amount. You have a lot of people who have the game or have the things, but actively playing it, not as much as we would want or think. And it's not like the interactions are very good.
They are using the contents of Agoac to play fun little friends, How I Met Your Mother apartment style pickup games over Yahtzee.
I'm going to still say the Battletech community is probably 90,000 total. If you could consider the modern audience people who don't even play.
No, if you add the true lore and book readers, but no, even there's nobody reading the damn books.
That's what I'm saying. I know this.
So Fubal's reading the books. Fubal's reading them.
Lucky for him, yeah.
Icarus is reading them.
I know for a fact, because think about it. A book that's been out a year. 2 reviews. They are too lazy to even have people click on the bots to click on the book to get it over 100 click the star reviews.
Okay, it is bad. It is bad.
I mean, I hate to say it, but that is in fact the metric for the books: is go to Amazon, look at the reviews.
That's why I've been
matter of fact, hey,
reviews.
What are the reviews for? Because guess what? I got an advertisement from Amazon the other day. Battletech Gothic is still in stock on Amazon. What do the reviews for Battletech Gothic say?
Well, that means somebody would actually have to write them.
Yeah, first, but there at least just the star.
Reviews?
The star. Is there any star?
Yes, there's I want to say 100 stars for Battletech Gothic. Maybe a little more.
Well, it's great that I get Beyblade stuff at the top.
Hell yeah.
$118 in Canada. I'm not buying that off Amazon. I can get that cheaper at my local store.
Yeah.
And
but the reviews
4.6. Look, man, 4.6 out of 5 out of 3 global reviews.
3 global reviews. Over how many times has this product sold?
That is, I know Fubal can find it. I don't know really how to find that data easily.
Go back one page. Go back to the. Oh, in Canada they don't say. Okay, give me a second.
Okay. In Canada they don't say.
But go forward. Let's see what the reviews say.
Okay, the C-Scale Atlas. There's no review on it. There's 31 reviews. There's 31 reviews for Alpha Strike.
Well, that's
fake
that's
Legos.
decent.
Look, there's more, dude. There's more reviews for a fake Lego set that's a giant elephant than for Battletech Gothic.
Good Lord, that's not good.
Like, Gothic is double dead, okay? It's not good. Like I was saying on the server here, this could have been the Acolyte or the Starfleet Academy of Battletech. This could have killed completely the game. They didn't, because they didn't go all in on it. Probably because they were broken. I have no idea what they were messing with.
Okay, for some reason, this PC isn't showing that. You know how I go and pull.
Maybe you need to be logged in, and I'm not logged in as well.
No, kind of I'm logged in. I'm not seeing it on this PC, but on my other one, it will tell me, so many per year or per the last rolling 90 days or something like that.
mean, I know my store. I would say my store. It's not like I owned them. I wish. That'd be a number of stores they've got around the province and now outside the province. This place, I would be rich if I was the owner of that thing.
Well, everybody knows you don't go into the game store business to make money. You do it for love of the game.
No. Imaginaire is, they make money. But then again, they don't sell. No, they do sell a lot of gaming stuff, but they also sell plushies. They sell all the other stuff as well. And I mean, now that
Toys R Us,
wait, I thought you went into the game
now
store.
That Toys R Us is more or less gone in my
launder money.
Zachary L really seems to like Battletech Gothic. He's also the only one who left a review. Yeah, you're definitely gonna like it.
The bad thing is people are actually following my reviews now and saying the same thing I am about how, I'm doing it with a little bit more snark, but if you go to the long road, there's like 3 people who would say the exact same thing about it that I did.
The worst thing is for those products and that for that particular company, if you do leave a review and 140 characters, you get 5% cash back on your card.
Oh.
So, I buy Gothic 128 and I leave if I was to leave I think it's 280 character review, I get 10% cash back. So I'd get $12 back. I bought this, I leave a review, I get $12 back. And people are not even doing that. And Zachary L there got 5% back by doing the shorter review. At least he did that. That's why I have reviews on this website here. I have reviews for paints. I have reviews for all sorts of things because I want my cash back.
Yeah, I didn't know that we could. I didn't know that we could do that. Some websites do that. Learn something new.
No, it's that company. It's that company Imaginaire. They have a privilege card, basically, and for a percentage of what you buy, you get some money back. And after 10, but you can only use it after 10 purchases. Basically, you do 10 purchases.
Well, check your Quebecian privilege then.
Right now, I just spent it on something recently. Yeah, I had $37 and I spent it. Now I'm back to accumulating it. $11, $1, $13.
All right, I gotta go. So
it goes pretty quickly if I want to get money back. When I was buying like 1 or 2 manga a week, it went quick. Or when I was buying like a bunch of Battletech boxes, it went pretty quick as well. Have a good evening, Fubo.
If you're see you, have a good one, guys.
I'm sick as well, so I'm probably going to call it quit early because I have a cold that is starting to kick my ass. Unfortunately.
Bro, I had a scare yesterday, man. Turns out the Dr. Pepper I was drinking on was just watered down. But man, I got to where I couldn't taste it, and I was like, "Oh, do I have the VID again?" Oof.
Yeah, that's scary. No, it's a regular.
And I was in Michigan, so if they would have caught me with the vid, they would have sent me to the vid camp or something. They would have forcibly, and it wouldn't have been fun for me. Too far away from home to have the vid.
I mean, it's always we will have to see is what we say about just about everything. So
yeah, and
because we're in between a new edition,
and we don't actually know when it's even going to drop because we all know Catalyst's release schedule is a month to a year after the initial announcement date. So we just don't know.
We honestly don't know, which is quite annoying. But we know things are coming, and I don't think it's an odd take to say like every day now for the rest of the week and maybe for a little while longer, I'll be posting on Twitch and on Twix, X, Twitter, whatever. Like some of the new updated rules. I'm getting not massive traction, but I'm not a massive channel or massive thing. But I mean, we are getting some discussion going and a lot of things. And of course, my circle is people that are far less happy with Catalyst, let's say. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of negative thoughts on it, but it'll get the things out in the ether. It'll get get people talking. And
well, when you get Mage Leader and Dr. Bonsai commenting, that's when you know you've made it.
Well, Mage Leader commented, but
Oh, sweet. Well, he's not happy about it either. I will never forget the time we got 2 Mage Leader videos in 1 week. This is why you should buy from Ironwind Metals. The next day, I was wrong.
Ironwind Metals was purchased by CGL. Oh, that must have hurt him so much.
I don't think he took down the why you should buy from Ironwind Metals video, though. I think he did leave it up, which is always a good thing.
I mean, Ironwind Metals, they're still their own thing. It's just that they belong to CGL. True.
You should still buy from Ironwind Metals.
I mean, if I went down to their place and I bought by the pound, sure. But if I have to get it shipped, no. I am not made of money. I had to pay for the website again. I mean, that's a whole lot of money right there.
I once again drove through Cincinnati the other day, and I once again couldn't even go to the industrial zone where the factory is. It was also midnight, so
probably a good idea.
They probably weren't even open anyway, but still.
I have to.
It's knowing I was that close and yet still so far away.
I have to clean up that Shiro I just got here. It's not from Ironwind Metals, but I got a Shiro.
Oh, it's a good mini.
Oh, no. It's my own Shiro. I've got the other Shiro still in its box. Because I have to. I'm going to do the Shiro and Roku Rokubi together, I think, for a video after I'm done with the Automoto this week. So it's probably going to be maybe next week. I'll have to see. Depends really on how busy Easter Friday and Easter Monday ends up being at work.
Yeah, they don't have enough variants to justify their own videos. No. You could just fold in the samurai styled
the 2 modern samurai style.
No, you've already done the I'm assuming you've done the Dark Age and Ill Clan variants of the Hatamoto.
They're all good. So it's everything that's on there, and that was on Mech Factory. I pretty much put everything together.
Well, there is a third samurai. There is a third samurai armored DCMS mech, but it should probably be folded into a video with the Quasimodo, actually, because it's what if Hunchback, but with a smaller autocannon and hardened armor and a hatchet. Behold, the Hitotsume Kozu.
The Hitotsume Kozu.
Yes. However it's pronounced.
Hitotsume Kozu.
I'm not kid. Big Red. 40
the angry little kid, more or less.
Yes. And he's basically just a hunchback with samurai armor and a smaller gun.
I'd have to see if I can find minis for it. Because I'd fold it in. I'd fold it in to the rest of it, but I've not seen any creators. I mean, Unrested didn't make one. Salvage Drop hasn't made one that I know of.
I don't think anyone has made one.
And if I start digging through, Bonsai and those guys, I mean, I'll have to find what they decided to call it. That's what I hate about a lot of those STL creators, because they're afraid of CGL. They change the names, and CGL's still gonna strike them. CGL doesn't give a fuck. So there's no way to find really this. Maybe I'll ask Will. He's got more contacts in that kind of stuff. I mean, it would be it'd be hard to kit bash that as well. But I'll probably mix it in with the
Polygon Masterworks. Before Polygon Masterworks went offline, did he do a samurai armored hunchback? I know he did a ton of others.
Well, they're not on. I don't know. I'd have to check. I mean, this month's free drops, I'm really not impressed with. Every month I get free stuff. Well, not free. I pay $10 a month, but it also cuts fees on other things, so I'm happy. The no one plays Battletech argument is probably correct. The tabletop is largely dead. The video game is where popularity is. And as we've seen today, they just fired their biggest art guy. So it's not like it's huge there either. So, yeah. It is not that great, the world of Battletech in general. While 40K is still doing really well. Like this month, I've got, that Bone Golem is cool but unusable for most stuff. I mean, I could have Battle Mechs fight that thing. That'd be fun. An orc on a wyvern, because Warhammer. A not commissar. Like, I've got a lot of that stuff, and a lot of minis this month that I got in the package is D&D is a woman. It's female miniatures for various games. So, yeah.
Oh, we've seen these before over the past decade. Just, oh my god.
They're not bad though. Those are, I don't like the name of the thing, but the minis that they offer are okay.
Why does she have to be a cow? What did they mean by this?
It's a Minotaur druid, okay? That's fine. There's a few fantasy football guys.
Then I guess don't put the Hitotsun Kozu in there. Don't put the one-eyed child in there. Just do the Rakurakubi and the Shiro. We've got the minis for them, and they are pretty nice and kick-ass. There's only 3 Rokurakubis and 2 Shiros. So,
and I'm not a fan of art and armor on them, to be quite honest. I almost like the ballistic reinforced ones better, because ballistic reinforced is still pretty good. You get a little bit more speed. You get a little bit of, they're fun mechs. Oh, there's the hippo soldiers. This I had to send to one of my buddies that is Dark Sun, from Dark Sun D&D back in the days. That's a cover art that they remade as a model, so it's pretty cool just for that.
Nice.
But the last thing I bought was a Duangong. That's another thing that I'm not sure I'll be able to do a full video on. the other
have to find some of those Zensh. You're gonna have to find some of those Zenshin mechs that only have 2 or 3 variants apiece, and just do a Zenshin video.
That's probably the problem with. I mean, the Duangong as a variant and a custom variant. Yay! I could mix it in with the sling that has also 1 extra variant. That's.
Was it you or someone else that covered the sling? No, it was either Trailblazer or Many Voices was in his terrible mechs with terrible art or whatever it is.
No, he did the Duangon recently. Yeah,
and he talks about the sling in that video as well.
I mean, because
they both fit similar roles.
I mean, 3 LRM5 on a 25-ton mech is certainly a choice. Definitely a choice.
You've got to really know how to use specialized LRM ammo to take advantage of those mechs.
And it only has a ton of reload, I think. So it is what it is. This one is a 10 rack and 2 medium lasers, a little bit more usable.
Well, that's just a Valkyrie with extra steps, bro.
Smaller than a Valkyrie, more expensive. Not that expensive either. It's for a mech with an XL engine, it's cheap, to be honest.
At what point are you better off just taking one of the LRM tanks?
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is an LRM carrier? I mean, in BV, an LRM carrier in price is 1/6 of the price. And for BV, you can probably stick 2 LRM carriers instead of a Duangong. And you have a lot more LRMs. That is for darn sure.
And the bunkerage to do some silly stuff. One turn, 3 LRM-20s dropping minefields. That's a big ass minefield.
Oh, there was a game on Megamac where I brought like 4 of them, and I was just dropping mines for the entire game. There was a lot of mines in the end. A lot of mines.
It's faster than an LRM carrier, says Chaos Knight. It is faster than the LRM carrier, I believe is what he means by faster.
No, I mean, it is fast. It's 7.11.7 or 7.11.5, I think. 7.11.5. So it is mobile. There is that. It can be useful. I mean, you can bring it in for a kick and force a paladin's kill roll. There's always that. So
that's my favorite thing to do is everyone sees that Fire Moth H or that Piranha and goes, no, my infantry are going to get melted. No, my mech is going to get melted. Dude, I'm not even counting on all these weapons hitting. I just want to kick you one time.
I mean, that's what a spider is for. The spider is wonderful at that. 8-12-8 just gets behind you, kicks, leaves.
I just want to kick you one time because I want you to understand that you messed up when you said, I can bring a whole company of mechs at this battle value, but I have to run them as 4 or 5 pilots. You wanted to run a company? You brought stock 4 or 5 pilots? Have fun beating a 6-up.
But at 737 BV, it's not that bad either. I mean, it's a cheap fire support mech with 2 medium lasers, so at least it can do that. But as Duke Hector's saying, it looks like a walk-in fridge. It's insulting to fridge, actually. I think fridges are more aerodynamic. So, and Argyles is saying he doesn't like assault LRM boats because it seems like a waste. That's back to hot takes. What's the sweet spot for LRM mechs?
I mean, I have a problem with, and Goonhammer says it best. I don't like to give those guys credit, but I give them credit where it's due, only because they're probably parroting what they've heard when they first joined Warhammer, when they first joined Battletech, 5 years ago, is the clan fast sniper problem, where you have a mech. You know what? Let's look at the Grendel. You're 7-11, however many jump, and you have an ER large laser or an ER PPC. You have this long range weapon, but you're not going to be able to take advantage of your range advantage because you're halfway up the table on turn 1. So the sweet spot for an LRM boat is, okay, you have a light mech with 3 LRM5s, the Sling, okay, or the Duongong, and that's all they have. And once that ammo's gone, you're basically just a fast light mech that can run up and try and force a PSR on someone. LRM5's practically useless. You're only hitting with an average of like 2 or 3 missiles per launcher. Not very good. But conversely, you've got a longbow, you've got a salamander, you've got the Viking 2C, and you're just, or the Bane 3, isn't it, with the 8 LRM-15s? And it doesn't matter that you're not fast. You've got the armor to sit there and say, even if you're shooting at me with 4 clan ER large lasers, hello Novacat Alpha, I'm making the sky rain on you with 8 LRM-15s. I don't care. I don't care at all.
This, I think, really goes to more to the player than to anything else.
It comes down to player doctrine.
Yeah, because
do you want to be a mobile missile sniper, or do you want to use that Kraken or that Novacat Bravo as an anchor to sit there and rain LRM
for me,
fire?
A mobile sniper will have a Gauss, heavy ERPPCs and things like that. LRM boats are LRM boats. LRM boats can be slow. And I mean, the Archer is still my mech. You know, it's 4.6. It has decent armor. It has plenty of missiles. And it just keeps raiding the missiles. And if you get close, it'll still kick your ass. That's what I think is a good missile boat.
I mean, a stock catapult, 2 LRM-15s, 4 medium lasers. Everything else just needs to be a derivative of that. An archer is a slightly heavier catapult that can punch. A crusader is a slightly heavier catapult that can punch.
No, Crusader's the same weight.
A longbow is a what?
Crusader's the same weight, 65.
It's a catapult that can punch.
It's a catapult that can punch.
It's just a variation on a catapult. In theory, a light mech with 2 LRM5s and like 4 small lasers would just be a smaller catapult.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's a meta pick: the Gorgon.
Gorgon?
Ooh.
Yeah, the Gorgon protomech.
Yep. Look, here's a Clan LRM 10, and it's got 12 shots
on an 8-ton machine,
and it's hard to hit.
It is incredibly hard to hit.
295 battle value.
This does not go into catapult archetype, though. It is not part of the catapult archetype. The Gorgon's the Gorgon. It has a funny
Protomechs would buck the trend of fast clan snipers because they're not necessarily fast, but they are snipers. They are hard to hit. They are force multipliers. Because you're effectively bringing an LRM-10.
Well, no, you're bringing an LRM-50.
It's a hard to hit LRM-10
in the long run because you're running 5 of those. You're running a point of Gorgon, so you got 50 LRMs and 5 micro small lasers. That's not irrelevant, but not that great.
That's why
it's 1,300 BV.
And that's why we have the rule of 3. No more than 3 of a chassis, no more than 2 of the same variant.
That's okay. I can add some sprites as well.
Hello, Clan. Who had the foresight?
Hello,
Clan.
That's all Snowy.
Who had the foresight to bring sprites with them.
Yeah, the sprite is 4 LRM5, so it's a little bit better arm than the sling.
There you go.
You were coming on and off. It's a better sling. No, it's a lot slower though. At 3.5, 3.53. It's it's probably 3.55. I'd have to check. It's slower than the good old sling, but it's 4 LRM5s.
Now, if you really wanted to get cheesy, Protomechs can take LRMs by the tube.
So
yes, you
one
can
smoke, and then two shots of thunder, and the rest of standards.
Now you can do weird things like take an LRM-16, an LRM-12,
through
an SRM-5.
Why? Is there even a 16 column on the cluster hits table?
Why? Because you touch yourself at night. That's the old answer.
Shit.
I mean, there's a version of the Sprite in ER large laser too. That's also very nasty as a sniper.
You're hard to hit by Protomech rules, and your only job is to just sit there and shoot someone from 25 hexes away. And even if they can return fire with, like, say, a light Gauss or their own clan ER large or even an LB, it doesn't matter because you've got Protomech rules on your side.
Yeah, there's Protomechs that are really bad, and there's Protomechs that are really good. There's nothing in between. Like, there's the very bad Protomechs and the very good Protomechs. There's nothing in between. The good news is there's not many model of those floating around, so you might not have to worry about it as much unless you're playing Mega Mech a lot. So at least there's that.
What keeps people from running Protomechs en masse is that you have to be really committed to the bit. You have to order them from Ironwood Metals, and I don't think they come in packs of multiples. I think you have to order them by the single.
And it gets pretty expensive, yeah.
They get pretty expensive pretty fast, so unless you've got a 3D printer or you're willing to shell out, you're not going to see a whole lot of them on the tabletop. But we do have guys in our group that do run Protomechs.
I've decided to bring 2 clusters of Protomechs as my thematic force.
What is it? I think our Snow Raven player brought like a couple points of battle armor and like 2 Protomechs and some mechs and some tanks, and it was like, hey, this is truly combined arms, and wow, this is actually really scary. I don't want to mess with you. Good thing I don't play on Mondays. Find a spot, fire missiles, get out of dodge, find a new place, do it again. That's what you do with protomechs. That's exactly what you do with them. And technically, that's what you do with clan fast snipers as well, yes.
That's what you do with almost any good LRM players will be doing that. Or if you're at some point, you've got those 8 LRM 15 on your Bane, you might not do the get out of dodge. You just
I don't need to get out of dodge.
The other guy
I don't got to get out. Oh, I don't have to get out of dodge. I'm a Bane 3. I have Bane 3 armor.
And
whatever you can hit me with at those ranges, I bet you I can take it. Unless you get that lucky headshot from an ERPPC.
Or a Gauss, yeah. I mean, first turn, you put you put a circle of mines in front of you with your 1 ton of thunder ammo.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the game, you shoot forward. I mean, on a Bane, it'll work.
I'll just be really cheesy, and I'll bring Centaur battle armor alongside the Bane. So while he's doing indirect and direct fire LRM attacks, the Centaurs are just dropping battle armor tube artillery everywhere. So congrats, I just built a Vietnam fire base.
Argyle saying he likes lighter mediums with PPCs and jets, so Griffins. Basically.
Solid choice. Griffins and Wolverines. Nobori Norins.
I mean, there was a while where my friends were basically like, how many PPCs did you bring to this game? And I was like, okay, I brought a lot of PPCs. You're right. Because that's, it works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it,
I mean, I've heard of tournament restrictions on large pulse lasers or amount of pulse damage.
The Intersphere large pulse laser is fair. The clan large pulse laser is a problem.
I mean, I read when it was either the first or second year they did the Kentucky Bluegrass tournament. I looked at the packet and I knew I wasn't going to get to go because I don't get time off like that. But I looked at it and I was like, oh wow, they put a cap on the amount of damage you can do with pulse weapons. Well, that sucks for the Inner Sphere because, an Inner Sphere large pulse laser doesn't have range for squat. But by God, those clan players sitting there calculating, how many medium pulse lasers can I bring to the game? How many small pulse lasers can I bring to the game?
Yes, that's the answer. Yes.
Oh, hey, they didn't cap the amount of improved heavy large lasers I can bring?
Oh, hello. Hello, Jenner 2C5 that I can bring in
those run aught, though. Those run really aught, so they're not as easy to use as pulse laser spams. Because pulse laser spam is really easy to do. After bring once again the Wraith. I mean, the Wraith is one of the only Inner Sphere mech with pulse lasers that you're going to see like in massive groups, where people will start restricting them because they're actually good at using their pulse lasers.
It's got the mobility to get into the range to use. I guarantee you, if the Stealth had a variant with an Inner Sphere large pulse laser, you'd see that one getting restricted too.
I mean, there is the Stealth Anna with 2 medium pulse. It's 2 medium pulse, 4 medium lasers rather than the missiles.
But are those Inner Sphere medium pulses?
Yes, they are Inner Sphere pulses.
Yeah, so that's not even an issue until you get to range like 6 or something.
Well, the Stealth will be able to bring it to bear, though. That's a cool custom. It's very different from the regular Stealth, and it's still not stealthy. I mean, you have to wait to the 3S to get a stealthy Stealth. That's why tomorrow's video's title is probably going to get me in trouble with GM with saying false advertisement, GM's biggest scam, the Stealth. That's the title for tomorrow's video.
Ooh, the thing is, PPC plus stealth armor. That's a bit cheesy.
But it runs so fucking odd. It's almost impossible to run it efficiently.
I've ran it exactly one time. It is very difficult to use. If you want to take advantage of its mobility with the stealth armor, on, you won't be able to take advantage of its only weapon. It's an Inner Sphere Pack Hunter, but keyword Inner Sphere. So you get all the faults of Inner Sphere
with
10.
its stealth armor on and firing the air PPC, you overheat by 3 standing still.
It's like a better version of the Jackal, and that's not a good thing, by the way.
So you wouldn't be able to fire it successively. There's a bit of cheese you could do it by disabling the stealth armor and jumping away into cover, but
I mean, the SDH 5X with Chameleon is better, but that one doesn't rely on a single ERPPC. It relies on all sorts of things. It relies on clan tech. That's what it is. It relies on clan tech.
5X with Chameleon.
It has Chameleon light polarization, a clan streak 6, and 3 clan ER medium lasers, and 2 clan ER flamers.
This so it's just a clan mech, but we called it.
It's a clan mech that's shitty because it's got a composite internal structure. I did the custom version with the clan internal with clan Endo and clan Pharaoh as the 5D, late like clan version of it, because Fedcom is able to either build or buy all that stuff.
But you just made a non-Omni-Mech version of the Grendel.
Well, it doesn't have the ER large laser. It has an active probe and an ECM in this case on top of the Chameleon light polarization. So it is art to it. It finds your stuff, especially if you play with quirks with improved sensors. This is even with the shitty internal, because composite is terrible, it's still a good mech. It's still a very good mech.
And by the era, everything's had expensive BV wise.
Yeah, that's cheap. I mean, if you go to the what's the name of that damn darn thing?
I'll tell you a mech that ought to be banned from tournaments and ought to be banned from casual play itself. There is an Clan variant of the Caesar.
Yeah.
And it's got like hardened armor and TSM and a clan ERPPC and a HAG 20, and it's got, did I already say hardened armor? Because it's got hardened armor, and it also has talons.
Yeah, but that one technically would never entered production. The Caesar 5D never entered production.
Why didn't it enter production?
Because they lost the factory. And when they got the factory back, they started building the 5R instead, because that's what they actually were able to build. Because the 5D was never in production. It has talons, triple strip myomer, all the clan gear in the universe, but it never reached production. The 5R is the production version with a snub nose PPC, Gauss. Rather than a clan ER PPC, it's a snub nose. It has a Gauss rifle, 2 ER medium lasers, and the Arden armor. It's still good, but not, stupid. Basically.
I can't wait to run the 5D in an Clan Fed Sons list. I can't wait.
If you want something that's silly, you go to the Stormwolf Prime. That's almost 3,000 BV for a 50-ton mech.
Good Lord.
Because you have a mask and a supercharger and jump jets and laser reflective armor.
Alpha Wolf A.
Oh, yes, Alpha Wolf. Alpha Wolf. That's another one. But I mean, those things are not going to be banned because, you can bring only one. It's 3,359.
Well, you can only bring one Turkina Z, but oh boy.
I mean, the Alpha Wolf is a stealth armor clan mech, so things get very funky with it. You've got base configurations 2 Rack 5 and 2 LRM 15s. Things get very funny, and you have plenty of ammo for it as well.
And they're crack 5s, aren't they? They're clan rack 5s.
Yeah, so they're ultra AC 5s, not light AC 5s. That's the difference.
If you want to look at something to really discuss, I'm still waiting for Hellkite to get back on that campaign, but I made a custom version of one of his mechs, and it's over 4,000 BV before I put my custom pilot in it.
Good lord!
How?
Improved heavy large lasers. And ER large lasers. Well, Clan Tech, it's got 3 coolant pods. If it doesn't use its coolant pod and it alpha strikes, it just automatically shuts down.
Ah, that's not too bad.
Lord.
You can do that on a Nova as well. The Wolfen, at least the BV is not too bad. It's under 1,000. But if you look at the C-bill cost, 26 million C-bill for a 30-ton mech.
XXL engine.
And
a
XXL
30-ton
engine.
Stealth XX. Hey, wait, it's got stealth, don't it?
Yeah, it does have stealth.
A 30-ton Stealth XXL engine
With
clan
a UAC 2 and an ATM 3.
So you just ignore it.
You just ignore it the entire
like
game and
so
you're fine.
makes me. Well, what do the other variants have? Surely it's got to have a good variant.
The alpha variant's an ERPPC or a large pulse laser. It's the same thing in the end.
Okay.
Oh, there's one that's double the BV because you stick a supercharger on it.
Because of course it's Clan Wolf in the Ill Clan era. Why wouldn't you?
3 ER medium lasers and a tar comp and 10 jump jets.
Not bad.
Sure. The right arm is home to an Artemis 5 guided SRM2. Why?
Oh my god.
Oh, and an LB2X.
If you put Artemis 5 on, I can't even justify Artemis 5 on SRMs when streaks exist.
Yes, that's the answer.
You're putting Artemis 5 on anything. You're putting Artemis 5 on anything that doesn't start with L, have R in the middle, and its last name is M. You're a pervert. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with you.
Okay, the H configuration is an improved heavy large laser and a pair of improved heavy mediums. This means that you can't use your stealth armor.
You're just a faster, stealthier Kit Fox Hotel.
You probably have more armor in the Kit Fox Hotel. And it's stealth, so you can turn it on, get into position, then fire. No, I mean, I don't think this is a
your weapons are going to blow up. Your weapons are going to blow up just like a Kit Fox Hotel. That improved heavy large laser is going to blow up just like your Gauss rifle would.
I know what you're saying.
It's dreadful.
The Wolfen is not a very good mech. It doesn't even look super mega cool. It's a cliquey tech mech.
I think it would have to come down. I would have to go back and read the pilot cards and read their pilot abilities that they had, because every single one of the Wolfens were named, so they had a pilot on them that had like a special ability. It would have to come down to what their special abilities were, and I just can't remember them because no one ever played them. Everyone had them because they were prize support and they were in the Wolf Strike blind boosters, but no one ever played them.
Not unexpected in these kinds of situations, I would say.
I mean, the real star of the Wolf Strike release was the Novacat Vixen.
All right. We're going to leave it at that if I want to have some voice for work tomorrow.
Yay.
Yay, work. Even though we got a decent amount of people watching tonight, I'm quite happy with everybody that showed up. I think everybody that came in super chat. Well, not super chatted. You super chatted in my heart. Okay, everyone? You super chatted in my heart.
Every chat is a super chat because it does give the dopamine. And dopamine is worth more than a couple bucks.
Dopamine is not caffeine, though. But yeah, everybody, I thank everybody for watching. Like I was saying, tomorrow I'm gonna get striked by GM. It'd be funny if GM shows up and sends me an email. I'll find it very funny. Probably not the first time that they got in trouble because of Battletech, or that Battletech got in trouble because of GM. Whatever.
Dear GM marketing department, you guys are now 5 years behind schedule for fusion engine technology by one universal timeline, you're also supposed to be delivering Bolo Mark III to the U.S. Army. Why do we not have Bolo Mark III or fusion engine? Pick one and do it.
Even
there you go.
Pulling ahead.
No, but there's another thing here. Like GM, like if you want that stuff to stop happening, buy Battletech.
Oh God.
TPL.
Oh. Boo, 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 boo. I found a spot. And I'm gonna pimp it.
What?
It's time to shut down the truck for the night, and I have gotten super duper lucky. I don't know why this guy bypassed the parking spot, but he did, and I am going to attempt to get it.
Congratulations!
So I can stop everybody Battletech for the night.
I am going to thank everybody once again. We've got a video coming tomorrow. Next week is probably going to be the Adamoto. Okay, no, that katana's done. I'm going to have to find another solution. That's the problem with 3D printing katanas. They don't work all that well. But thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you guys later. And yes, even the Twitter chat, I'm happy when you guys show up. Everybody is welcome, and I'm happy to talk to you guys. So see everybody later.